greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated before the space got saturated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. Make the haters aggravated, get the spaceship activated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated.
What's goody? Welcome back to the channel where you get your XRP news and just crypto in general. So just in American Express start manufacturing the first crypto spendable card in conjunction with Ripple. Now, I don't know how true this is, but you guys let me know in the comments. Is this something that's about to happen? Because if this is something that's about to happen, I'm about to go crazy. Woo! Let's go. You know how long I've been waiting on this particular conjunction or with XRP and American Express. There's multiple companies that if you go on the ripple.com website, you just scroll over to the bottom, you'll see different companies that, you know, scroll through the bottom of their website. Bank of America was on here. Like y'all can see like SBI, y'all can see it was American Express at one point, but there's so many different companies. Obviously, these are just the only like 15 that's scrolling past, right? So do your research. Do not take me for just the only point of contact with Ripple and cryptocurrency. Definitely go out and do your own research. I don't know how this is implemented, but Robinhood says Robinhood is banking. So now Robinhood is getting into banking, guys. This is not like a surprise to me at all, for sure. It's called Hood, like I guess Hood is the coin, if I'm not mistaken. But if you want to look at this video, I'm not going to play it. It's about an 8-minute video, but it's talking about financial services is about to be disrupted forever. And Robinhood is pretty much trying to get into the banking industry and be a bank. To be long story short, pretty much. Moving on. I want you guys to listen to this. Danielle has been interviewing for many years, and this is Matt Smith, someone who also she was interviewing, pretty much, I guess, a military veteran, a former Trump researcher, investor, analyst, things of that nature. He's talking about the gold plan and how it's happening 100%. Listen up to this, though. This is 3 minutes. I want you guys to hear this.
And our terrible debt situation in the U.S., but it's going to play a role. And my theory, my thought, the most plausible explanation I could find is that ultimately they do have to do some sort of edit or audit to market the gold, and they got to make sure that they've got the monetary gold on hand that is eligible for that audit. So I think there's something they're going to do with it. I don't know what, but exactly how they'll do it, but it's clear that it's part of a larger plan that's going to change everything. And it sounds crazy to imagine, but they really do plan a significant reset of the entire system, and gold is the anchor.
You know, you say it sounds crazy, but it actually doesn't. And before, we could have made the argument these were, conspiracy theories, but now you saw Luke Groman going on Tucker Carlson talking about this very theory. I mean, I've had Frank Giustra, who's been talking about a monetary reset backed by gold, for over 5 years now. This has been his thesis, that this is clear as day for him. So no, it's no longer crazy talk. It's just, let's think why. Why would they want, first and foremost, why would they want the reset? Why do they need it?
Well, it has to happen. I mean, I don't know, for 30 plus years, Doug Casey has been, talking about this abyss that is right there, this economic abyss that we can see it. We've been able to see it for years and years. And I think that the only thing that we imagine would happen up until this plan has sort of come up that you see with Moran and others organizing the Trump administration was that we were just going to fall into it. And there wasn't a way out, we didn't think. And it does seem to me that they have a plan, it's ambitious,
etc. So that's why I got angry at the people who were trying to undermine that.
Wow, thank you for that. Thank you. I want to frame just a little bit of context about this conversation, because everybody's going to leave here. They're going to go back and they're going to say, "What did you learn? What happened? Who were the speakers?" I want you to stop and just think about this for a second. We have a modern day live American veteran hero, Tom Clancy, author, sitting right here on this stage. Okay? He knows what he's talking about. He is close friends with President Trump. He has an amazing, unlimited future, and it will probably be a position in the next administration. And he's here speaking with everything on the line. I mean, could you imagine if there wasn't a plan, if there wasn't something happening, if what we know about truth, about finances, about politics, about conspiracy, all the things that we know, if we didn't know that we were on the right track, and he didn't know we were on the right track, do you think he'd be up here sacrificing his career and laying it on the mantle of conspiracy theorists so these assassins in Washington, D.C. and the swamp could get rid of him? I mean, for me personally, if you wanted a double underlined endorsement that we're on the right track and we know what's going on and that this is going away and our world is going to change, we have the proof right here on stage with us. So if y'all don't mind, give him another hand of applause.
All right, so pretty much he's talking about the Nasar Jashar back in 2024, and then now as we fast forward to 2025, someone else is speaking about the reset. You know, the economy is in shit. We had $36 trillion in the U.S. debt. So I've been talking about this for a long time. So yeah, don't take it from me. I'm just Jade the investor, just reporting the news for years and years, talking about crypto. All right, so I love that this particular video also came out with a digital asset investor asked about crypto, and the first keyword of Donald Trump's mouth are the utility treasuries and the petrodollar. Crypto has been about the green candles and cartoon. It's pretty much he's saying crypto's never been about that kitty stuff. It's really been about the U.S. dollar, world reserve currency, and replacing the petrodollar. I've said this for years as well. Please look back at all my old previous videos from years ago. He's just pretty much saying the bigger picture is the petrodollar. We trying to make the
yeah, listen, I think general utility. I mean, I think everyone sort of just touched on it right now. When you talk about holding, treasuries, you see sort of the attack on what was always sort of the petrodollar over the last few months. This is really the stability that America needs. But as the Zacks, to perhaps use the Office Space, an analogy, as the Zacks and Chase would say, the amount of times in the last 2 years that we've been talking, and I'm trying to figure out, how to make something that should otherwise be simple, but perhaps isn't if you haven't been in the space for 10 years. It's sort of the nature of creating that utility, that ease of use that, perhaps a average, almost boomer like myself can figure out. I mean, that's my goal. I mean, I think obviously you can play big, on the real estate and the hard asset side and change up the banking system, but the utility, making it easy for everyone else to understand. It's not mystical. It's not sort of the meme coin space that my son plays in all the time. And, frankly, is probably one of the greatest tools I can think of today to teach young people entrepreneurship, to get them to understand how these systems work. It's so much faster. There's so much more excitement. Once they're vested and staked in that a little bit, they're actually paying attention. And I'm looking at these kids that are my son's age. They're 15, 16, 17 years old. They could run circles talking about liquidity with my buddies that graduated from Wharton with me who've worked at Goldman for 25 years. It's truly spectacular. But I think number one would be utility. If we can figure out how to make it easy to use, this is a no-brainer. And I think we're there. We're on that cusp. We just have to demystify some of that. We have to make it so that people don't just assume that you're gambling when you do this. These are real assets backed by U.S. treasuries. It's just as safe as a bank account, but without all of that extra nonsense, without that inefficiency, without the tens of thousands of people throughout the system who are making seven figures that honestly, I like them. I want them to be successful. They're friends of mine for years, but I'm not exactly sure what they do anymore. If you can, but that's true. That's 100%. We laugh, but there's probably trillions of just waste. In keeping these old systems alive. And to Chase's point, the banks and the banking system has managed to stick together because I think they all realize that if they don't, people will find another way. So they have this monopoly that's been very inefficient, but has controlled a lot of the power and has discriminated based on narrative talking points, however many boxes you check from a socioeconomic standpoint, who gets the benefit or not. So if you can create that utility, you can create that fairness. The sky is the limit for this. And so, I think we're there. And it's also why we're not just trying to reinvent some sort of new widget and do it better than everyone else, but frankly, bring everyone together, consolidate these great ideas, these great platforms, this incredible technology. If we can do that, and perhaps, some of the value we add, is make it okay for the retail consumer who isn't as versed as everyone in the room, who there is some mystique to it. If we can simplify that down, give them the utility that they're looking for, that to me is the keystone for making this happen. And I think we're there.
I think we're there as well. So, I mean, let's get it. So, all right, moving forward really quickly. All right, as you guys can see on this chart, it's showing you right here how parabolic XRP went back in 2018. It jumped from, I think it was about 50 cents all the way to about $2.47 right here. And then now, as you can see, right, the same exact circle, we're in 2025, and we're at $2.47, and how it could just skyrocket up. I don't think it's going to go up to 300, but it's, it's definitely going to make some noise. Also, this says April the 1st, London policy / Ripple. It says, is this some type of summit out in London on April the 1st, 2025 from 2 to 7 p.m. Thought that was great news to at least look at and see that they are all around the world, not just in the U.S. This is just a recap, I believe, last year of XRP Las Vegas. If you have not been last year, there is a different one this year coming out in May. Listen up to this and how Brad spoke. And he should be attending again this one as well. So, let's see.
Look, I've said to a bunch of you as I have met some of you tonight, I'm here to thank you. And I appreciate that you're thanking me, but I'm here to thank you for all that you have done to support this effort. Truly, it does take an army. And this army has been incredible. We're going to win this thing.
All right, so that's Brad Garlinghouse in Vegas last year. As you can see, it was a room full of people, but I think it's going to double and triple that just because of the SEC lawsuit has now been, dismissed, and we're going to keep moving forward. So make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you send this to your mother, your sister, your brother, and your cousin, and let them know. Buy some XRP. I'm out. Peace.